Good morning! I'm Angelo Castro III.
And I'm Angela, and we are the Castros.
Good
Happy
morning.
Wednesday
Happy
sa'yo.
Wednesday, tsaka sa lahat ng viewers
Yes,
natin.
of course.
Umaga
This
po.
is our second week ng ating brunch.
Medyo mga unang pag-uusapan natin mga nakakainit ng ulo May bagong award na naman ang Pilipinas.
Ano mga award natin?
Makikita mo, noon may Dirty Ashtray Award.
Ngayon,
kakaibang award.
Kala ko sasabihin mo kung sino yung mga late lagi sa Senado, sino yung always present, at sino yung number one na pala absent.
At saka sino lagi din late sa brunch.
Hoy, di ako late
Hindi ko sinabi ikaw. Hindi ko sinabi ikaw. Sige, let's start the countdown.
All that before you...
Kamali ako. Nako, sorry kay Carlo at kay Direk. Medyo na-excite ako sa countdown. Nakaligtaan ko ang aking ibang greeting. But let's move on because flying straight to our top 10 stories, the Ninoy Aquino International Airport ranked 4th worst in Asia in the survey by UK website Business Financing. NAIA got a score of 2.78 out of 10. Wow! From business travelers who were asked to rate airports in the region. Topping the list of worst Asian airports is Kuwait International Airport, while Noi Bai International Airport in Vietnam topped the list for best airports in Asia. Transportation Secretary Jaime Bautista says they are now looking into expanding the handling capacity of NAIA.
This airport is designed to handle 35 million passengers and we have almost 50 million. No? So, ano gagawin natin? We will implement the privatization, we will modernize, no? And if we increase the capacity to 60 million, mag-i-improve yung travel experience sa mga pasahero.
Yan, I think last year, noong 2023, we were the 8th worst airport.
Bakit na?
Issues in congestion, may time na CR nagka-problema, tapos pinayos si Pangulong Duterte, tapos immigration lines, customs lines, di ba, corruption, ang daming issues.
Di ba nagkakaroon pa yung mga pastilya scheme na yan?
Oo, tanimbala scheme. Pero now, I think kung natuloy ata yan is a conglomerate is set to rehabilitate NAIA soon.
Yeah.
Para sana ma-improve ang airport.
And abangan natin, no? Kasi talagang ang hirap makipag-compete dun sa ibang bansa like sa Singapore na napakaganda ng kanilang airport. Siyempre, paano patataas
but Singapore, bumagsak
number 2 sila.
Vietnam,
But still maganda pa rin, di ba? So, paano ka makakapag-attract ng mga turista kung ang airport mo ganun?
Kasi ang gateway ang pinakapintuan sa bansa natin ng airport, di ba? Po-promote ka tourism pero yung pintuan mo hindi maganda tignan. O di syempre nakaka-deter yan ng mga more tourists.
Yes. What's our next story for today? Hitting our 9th spot are the latest sizzling sports action at PVL. PLDT and Choco Mucho were victorious in their respective matches yesterday at the All-Filipino Conference. The high-speed hitters scored their second straight win after prevailing against next-led Camilons 25-17, 25-23, and 25-22. Savvy Davison and Jesse De Leon destroyed next-led's defense that led to their win. The Flying Titans also carved out their second consecutive win after beating Petro Gas in 5 nail-biting sets. Choco Mucho lost 2 sets to Petro Gas but was able to redeem themselves in the last set thanks to the chemistry of Mars Alba and CC Rondina.
Yan.
Congratulations!
Congratulations! Saka nakakatuwa ang volleyball talaga. Everyday nagiging exciting ang mga laban. Oo.
Abangan na lang natin yung mga iba pang mga games next week.
Alright. Next. Mainit. Our top 8. Sunog yan, ha? Fire broke out in residential areas in Parañaque and Quezon City yesterday. The Bureau of Fire Protection also noted the number of fire incidents has increased this year. Here's the report.
Imelda Gallego was still in shock when we talked to her in an evacuation in Parañaque. Her family was having dinner last night when they heard that a fire broke out in their area at Lovewind Street, UPS 5 in Barangay San Isidro. In just a few minutes, the fire destroyed their home.
Mag-umpisa na po kami kakain po. Tapos may narinig kaming mga bata na tumatakbo, sunog daw. Ngayon, pag sabi ng mga bata na sunog daw, lumabas na po kami. Malakas ang hangin po, kaya ang bilis.
Gallego's home is one of the 150 houses reduced to ashes after the fire blazed the residential area last night at around 7 p.m. The fire reached fourth alarm and was declared under control after almost 6 hours. The Bureau of Fire Protection said the fire started on the third floor of a certain Nixilang before it spread across the residential area. One individual got injured while 320 families were displaced because of the fire. Authorities placed the estimated cost of damage at around 800,000 pesos. Two fire incidents occurred in Quezon City yesterday. The fire in Barangay Culiat started at past 3 p.m. in a house made with light materials. It spread quickly in the residential area. The fire reached second alarm and was declared under control past 4 p.m. Families who lost their home to the fire are currently staying in an evacuation center while authorities are investigating the incident. Over at Barangay Tatalon, thick plumes covered the residential area after the fire broke out at around 11 a.m. The flames reached the second alarm at 11:34 a.m. and were under control at 11:55 a.m. 140 families lost their homes to the fire and are currently staying at Diosdado Macapagal Elementary School. The Quezon City LGU vowed to help all the residents affected by the fire incidents yesterday.
Mga food packs, at patuloy po tayo nagbibigay ng food packs, hygiene kit, disaster kit, pero hindi po tayong binigay ng mga mats, saka mga blanket para may magagamit sila habang nandito sila para may maayos na mga kanilang pagtulog. Magbibigay ng financial assistance, 10,000 para sa mga homeowners, tapos doon naman sa mga renters o yung mga sharer, na sinasabi natin ay bibigyan naman po sila ng 5,000 pesos.
The Bureau of Fire Protection noted an increase of fire incidents in the first 2 months of the year. So far, they have recorded over 2,500 fire incidents since January.
Okay, so ang laki nung difference no from January to Feb of last year na 2,091 yung fire incidents na naitala.
Yeah.
Compared ngayon na umabot na kaagad sa 2,518. Yesterday lang, ilan? 3? 4 ang dito lang sa Metro Manila. 'Di ba? So bakit nga ba dumadami ang insidente ng sunog? 'Di ba? Lately kasi talaga tulad na napag-usapan natin, napakarami ng mga sunog na naitatala ngayon.
And how can we prevent fire, especially during the El Niño phenomenon? To answer that, we have Bureau of Fire Protection spokesperson, Fire Senior Superintendent Annalie Carbajal Atienza. Good morning. What are the factors po behind the increase of yung mga insidente po ng fires lately, ma'am?
Good morning po, sir, sa inyo at sa lahat ng ating viewers and listeners. As we are experiencing po, no? Siyempre, lalo pong umiinit ang panahon natin. And we can say na contributory po yung ating kakulangan pa rin ng awareness sa ating community dahil majority po ng fire incidents ay residential.
And may mga napaulat po, sinasabi nila itong mga fire na ito ay medyo matagal, no? It takes too long na maapula ng mga firefighters dahil may challenges sila, no, getting into small areas specifically. How are we addressing this issue po?
Opo, talaga pong malaking struggle lalo na kapag sa mga informal settlers ang ating hinaharap na firefighting. So, syempre po, andyan naman po yung ating mga maliliit na fire trucks. However, andyan, magkakaroon din naman ng problem when it comes to water supply. Kaya patuloy pa rin po ang ating coordination sa ating mga barangay officials as to the availability ng mga fire hydrant sa kanilang area.
Sa ngayon po ba dun sa mga areas na nagkaroon po ng mga sunog, no, may mga fire incidents, nagkaroon din po ng problema dun sa mga fire hydrants na nasa paligid? Na supply po ng tubig most specifically?
So far, ma'am, wala naman pong nakakarating sa ating information na nagkaroon tayo ng problem with the water supply. However, even if wala pa, we are already preparing, kaya yung ating coordination sa mga barangay officials and local government units to assist us para i-call ang attention ng ating mga water company.
Doon po sa mga naitalang sunog po recently, mga ano po, usually ano pong oras na nangyayari po yung sunog?
Lately po, ang nakita natin na trend ng fire incidents ay around mga madaling araw or gabi. So, yan po ang nakikita natin. Kaya mas lalo po nating pinapaigting yung ating programa, lalo na yung edit na tinatawag po natin. Emergency Drilling in the Home. Dahil nga po, yung mga residential ay hindi po sakop ng fire code pagdating po sa annual inspection. And ito po, na-ilunsad na rin natin yung Oplan Ligtas na Pamayanan kung saan nagbabahay-bahay po ang ating VIP personnel to assist our homeowners in identifying the hazards sa kanilang tahanan.
Yun.
Yes, ano po kasi karamihan po pag sa mga news reports, minsan kandila ang maririnig yung source ng apoy, minsan electrical, minsan po gasol o yung sa lutuan. Ano po ang most common na nakikita nyo na cause ng mga sunog, and ano po ang reminders nyo sa mga viewers natin para po maiwasan po na masunugan kayo ng bahay?
Sa statistics po natin, for this year, nakikita po dito ay smoking or lighted cigarette ang top cause of fire natin. Pumapangalawa po yung electrical ignition, so mga electrical cause of fires po. At dito po tayo tumututok ngayon sa ating mga kababayan, lalong-lalo ng mga naninigarilyo, na mas maging conscious po sana, hanggat maaari nga po sana, wag nang manigarilyo, bukod sa ito ay harmful sa ating kalusugan, ay yun din po, nagiging source din po siya ng ignition. At ganoon na rin po sa electrical ignition, atin pong laging nire-remind na magkaroon ng regular checking ng ating mga linya ng kuryente.
Tanong ko lang po, kasi madami po nagtatanong about, syempre, as much as possible, kung kaya, bumili daw ng fire extinguisher. Pero mga ibang extinguisher po daw, Superintendent, hindi daw gumagana pag electrical fire?
Meron po tayong specific fire extinguishers na angkop po sa electrical fire. So, pag ganyan, i-coordinate po nila kung gusto nilang mag-procure para sa kanilang tahanan dahil nag-i-invest sila sa safety ng kanilang ari-arian sa buhay ng mga family nila, i-consult po nila sa Bureau of Fire Protection para mas madali pong ma-identify kung ano yung appropriate na fire extinguisher sa ating mga residents.
Yes, Superintendent, also, kasi since El Nino, medyo mainit ngayon, ang dami pong mag-iiwan ng mga aircon at electric fan na bukas. Usually po, ano yung optimum time na mag-iwan ng isang electrical device tulad po ng electric fan na bukas? Bago po ito nagiging very dangerous.
Siyempre po, hanggat maaari, huwag po itong i-overnight or 24/7 yung iba. Ganun po ang nangyayari. As time goes by, kahit anong high-end ng ating gamit, eventually nagkakaroon ng chip or nagkakaroon ng wear and tear yung ating mga linya ng kuryente. And with that, mataas po ang probability ng pagkakaroon ng insidente ng sunog. So tayo na po mismo, gawin na po nating habit na kapag umaalis tayo, i-switch off na po yung mga linya ng kuryente. Pag hindi na po in use, i-unplug na po yung mga equipments natin or appliances.
Kanina nabanggit po ninyo yung mga different programs na ginagawa po ninyo para makapagbigay ng o makapag-create ng awareness about nga sa ating Fire Prevention Month this coming March, how can we encourage more people po na makilahok dito at talagang makinig po dito po sa inyong mga programa?
Siyempre po, isipin na lang po sana natin yung mga nababalitaan natin, mga kababayan natin, nasusunugan po hanggat maaari. Wala pong may gusto na masunugan, di ba po? So ilagay po natin yung katayuan natin sa kanila kung ano yung naging pakiramdam, yung naging experience na I'm very sure ayaw po nating mangyari sa atin. So sana po mas lalo pa nating pag-usapan sa tahanan, especially yung mga elders, yung mga bata, dahil majority sila po ang nagiging victims, magkaroon po tayo ng pag-uusap sa tahanan natin. As simple as paano umexit doon sa kanilang secondary exit, sa grills, sa hagdanan, paano i-switch off yung kuryente, paano i-turn off ang LPG. As simple as those things, kapag naituro po natin, maging regular topic natin sa family, I'm pretty sure tatatak po yan sa ating isip at in the event kakailanganin nga nating umaksyon, alam po natin ang gagawin. At in-encourage din po ang lahat na mag-participate sa ating mga activities sa barangay. Nandyan po sa Motsari po ang activities natin. Ang BFP nasa malls na rin po. Nagkakaroon din po tayo ng mga roadshow. At sa kasalukuyan nga po kami ay naghahanda para sa ating kick-off ceremony ng Fire Prevention Month on Friday dito po sa Quirino.
Yes, Superintendent, last question na lang po pala, no? Kamusta naman po ang dami ng fire trucks natin per city or municipality at yung mga kagamitan po ng sahanay ng BFP? Sapat naman po ba ang dami ng gamit natin or medyong kulang pa?
Sa totoo lang po, tayo po ngayon ay nasa unang taon ng BFP modernization. Kaya mayroon pa po tayong around 190 na mga bayan na wala pang fire station at walang fire truck. So, pero dito naman po sa NCR, masasabi naman po natin na sapat at ina-acknowledge din natin, nire-recognize din natin ang presence ng ating mga fire volunteers kung saan nakikita naman din natin ang mga kagamitan nila na modern din.
Alright. On that note, maraming salamat po sa inyong oras, Bureau of Fire Protection Spokesperson Fire Senior Superintendent Annalie Carbajal Atienza. Major takeaway dun sa kanyang sinabi, it starts within your home.
Yes.
Diba, paalalahanan mo yung miyembro ng pamilya mo when it comes to, ito nga, yung mga fire prevention.
Tsaka yung electric fan, mga ipapatayan, wag naman 24/7 daw. Oo. Especially El Nino kasi mainit. So siguro, bumili ng extra fan para salita na lang.
Coming up next, Apollo Kiboilo's lawyer says the embattled pastor is still in the country and now studying his options on his serious or various legal challenges.
And the charter change deliberations continue with some lawmakers proposing additional economic amendments to the Constitution.
We are just getting started. More of our top 10 news when Brunch returns. Keep it here on One News. Good morning. You are still watching Brunch here on One News.
Yan, daming tinapay, oh.
Oo nga, next time naman gusto ko
Tatlo
yung
sa kanya, isa
mga
sa akin.
tapsilog, gano'n.
Tatlo sa kanya yung mukha.
Isa lang sa'yo. Oh, yan pa marami yan.
Alam nila yung appetite.
Okay, sige. Ano ba yung ating next story for today? For our seventh spot, the Catherine Camilon case. The Senate panel handling the investigation of the missing beauty queen has ordered the issuance of subpoena against the primary suspect. Police Major Alan De Castro was asked to attend the Senate hearing about the disappearance of Camilon. But in a letter he submitted to the Committee on Public Order and Dangerous Drugs, De Castro said he cannot attend the hearing because he is taking care of his pregnant wife. This excuse did not sit well with Committee Chairman Senator Bato de la Rosa.
You should come here. Hindi yan rason na buntis yung asawa mo. Ako noon, 3 anak ko pinanganak. Nawala ako sa tagiliran ng asawa ko. Nandun ako sa bundok, nag-operate laban sa NPA.
Camilon's family also admitted their knowledge of Catherine's romantic links with De Castro. The family did not disclose this information to the police in fears that it will affect the investigation, especially that another police was involved. That's why they sought help from the NBI with the case.
Pumapanig po ako sa NBI dahil ako po mismo yung nakakakita kung ano po nangyari nung araw po na yun. Yun pong sa PNP, wala po akong nakikita na mga witness na sinasabi po na nila. Kahit po doon sa pagkuha po ng DNA sample, wala man lang po kaming nakita na, ito po yung picture ng dugo or yung hair strand po na sinasabi. Wala po kaming nakitang ganun.
And October 12, I think, tama ba, 12 of last year, or correct me if I'm wrong, no? Camilon's car was seen in the red SUV.
Yung red vehicle.
Was seen driving towards several towns in Batangas. And then a CCTV footage even captured her leaving that car the same day, bloodied, no? Tapos parang lilipat siya to another car until nga na-discover nila yung car na yon. Tapos yung sister ni Camilon, ni Catherine, posted, I think, October 16. And then and there, dineclare na siyang missing.
Oo. Tapos yun nga yung DNA, di ba, nakuha
Yes.
from the parents na positive nga yung
Nag-match.
blood na yun, nag-match kay Catherine Camilon.
Hindi ko alala, missing pa rin ba ang tag sa kanya ngayon?
Hindi ko yun, I
We have to
have to
check
check
now.
that
We have to check.
record. Pero yun nga, sinasabi ni Senator Raffy Tulfo sa hearing yesterday na sana daw hindi daw kaagad dinismiss ng PNP
Yes.
yung suspect nito, 'di ba? Para daw mas madali yung pagkakaroon ng investigasyon regarding the case. Sana daw nasa kustodiya pa sana ng PNP itong suspect na to. But we will see, no, kasi yung even his lawyer
Yes.
absent dun sa hearing yesterday. Sabi niya, next hearing daw,
Kung wala pa.
he will attend the hearing.
Kung wala pa, warrant of arrest daw.
Yeah.
I-issue daw nila.
Tagal-tagal na rin since she was reported missing.
Okay, let's take a look at our next story. Landing on the 6th spot is Jimo Baltazar, who died in the hands of policemen. His family is not satisfied with the outcome of the legal proceedings. Among the 6 officers initially charged, only one was found guilty, but not of murder, homicide. A Navotas court says police staff Sergeant Jerry Maliban's urge to shoot materialized only when the victim attempted to escape. He has been sentenced to up to 6 years imprisonment, while the rest only received 4 months for illegal discharge of firearms. Recall that these cops mistakenly identified Baltazar as Reynaldo Bolivar, a murder suspect they were pursuing last year. The Baltazar family, with the help of government lawyers, will appeal the conviction before the Court of Appeals.
Siya po, 4 na taon lang siya makukulong. Yung anak ko habang buhay nang wala. Pinagtulong-tulungan nila yung anak kong barilin. Tapos ganun lang, makakalaya lang sila. Maramdaman nila, hindi nararamdaman ng pamilya ko ngayon na sobrang sakit ng pagkawala ng anak ko. Sana sila rin.
Yes, and sabi ng clerk of court, it appears na hindi daw sinet up ng policeman for execution, di ba? It was done in the heat of
They're still
pursuit.
doing their job. Apparently, yun ang kasama sa investigation na nilabas. But yun nga, marami talaga yung,
Yeah.
kumbaga, napakababa, ibig sabihin nila dun sa naging pinatong daw na kaso.
And
But
may
we will see
may
kasi-
na-acquit na isa.
Yeah.
May na-acquit na isa, may guilty na isa, tapos the rest 4 months.
4 months lang.
Oo.
Actually, yung 4 months na yon sinasabi nila, tapos na nakalaya na because
Because time
they have
served.
already served nga
Yes.
nung nakadetain sila during the investigation. But we will see, kasi nga mag-a-appeal pa yung pamilya dahil marami daw silang mga gustong i-challenge doon sa naging desisyon. And they will remain under witness protection
Yeah.
program kasi kung once daw nakalaya kasi yung suspect or yung accused dito sa case na to, yun yung sinasabi nila kaya dapat daw under witness protection pa rin sila.
And nakakairita kasi the word na sinabi, they were doing their job, yes. But yung mga trabaho rin ng policeman is to uphold the safety of every citizen in this nation. Diba? And the mere fact that if they were doing their job properly, hindi nila madadamay isang bata na hindi naman yung suspect nila.
Exactly.
Ayan.
But moving on to our next story for today. Serving on to our top 5, the National Police is looking into road accidents involving participants of Boss Ironman Motorcycle Challenge. In San Juan, La Union, a rider was killed after colliding with a challenge participant who was seen counterflowing. In San Agustin, Isabela, a rider suffered injuries after figuring in a collision involving another participant of the event. The challenge required participants to complete a 1,200-kilometer route within 24 hours. The organizer, BMW Owners Society of Safe Riders, said they are now working with authorities in the investigation. PNP Chief Benjamin Acorda, for his part, says they should have coordinated with the police before conducting the event.
Talagang it should be an interagency coordination, especially with the organizers, lalo yung ganyan mga event. And I think the PNP can only do so much, but we want to give our best. More on sa organizers yan yung kwan natin. But we are willing to help.
Let's talk more about that event and other matters related to motorcycle riders.
Jobert Bolanos is joining us today, chairman of the Motorcycle Rights Organization, joining us via Zoom. Magandang umaga po sa inyo.
Good morning po sa inyo lahat.
Yes, Mr. Bolanos, first off, ano po yung reaction natin doon sa nangyaring aksidente? First time po ba nangyari ito during such event?
Well, actually, I was there as an observer. I was present during the launch and the finishing of the event, no? And every year, the increasing number of accidents and some of them even fatal have grown, not just with this event but with other endurance events. First and foremost, our position here is mainly we do not hold the attitude and the person's sense of responsibility once they are on the road, because of the fact that some of them want to finish as early as possible, while others, try to enjoy the route as much as possible. So, ang ugali ho ng isang motorista, magkakaiba ho yan. So, once they are outside on the street, yun na nga ho, hindi na ho natin hawak yung kanilang mindset.
Yes.
So, but because of this incident, or the incidents that happen during these types of events, we have always called on the organizers to reconsider doing such, or maybe lessening the time allotment, or yung wag nang bigyan sila ng pressure para magpatakbo ng mas mabilis, or so that they could focus on safety rather than finishing as fast as they could. But the mere fact that this is done on public roads and highways makes it a very questionable thing. So if events like this will put in factors of time and speed, it has to be done in a controlled environment. Meaning, walang public use, hindi ginagamit ng tao, hindi ginagamit ng road user. Dapat ito sa controlled environment, yung mga ganitong klaseng event. But if it's a tour, do not add the factor of dapat matapos ka within this time frame,
Yes.
dapat makumpleto mo yung ganitong distance within this time frame. Otherwise, accidents will be inevitable.
Yes, Mr. Bolanas, I'd like to, you said since it is a controlled or it is an event, which is, nagsiset po ang rules ng event is the organizer, then do you think malaki ang liability ng organizer dito? Because sabi rin daw ng PNP, hindi daw nag-coordinate ng maayos ang organizer. Ano ba, what are the standard procedures when you have something like this?
Well, first and foremost, dapat informed ang lahat ng LGUs na dadaanan, and that includes the PNP. Whether it's local, whether it's national, you have to exert all efforts in conducting such event. Tayo nga, when we do when stage our motorcades, we inform not just the city, we inform MMDA, we inform PNP, and so on and so forth. So dito, I believe that the organizers have informed every single one of the participants that this is not a race. However, yun nga ho ang nangyayari, whether or not they did due diligence in informing participants that this is not a race, that there are rules and regulations on the road that you should follow, whether they inform agencies, LGUs, or the PNP. Paglabas kasi nila, hindi na natin hawak Hindi na natin hawak yung kanilang mindset kung paano nila patakbuhin ang kanilang mga sasakyan, whether motorsiklo or four wheels. So, and since this is happening every year, and there are accidents every year, hindi nababawasan, in fact, nadadagdagan pa nga, then it's a clear indication that, regardless of what effort is being put in, the accidents become inevitable because of the fact that you have a time limit with the distance you are trying to set.
Yes.
And with that, mas magandang gawin ito sa controlled environment, hindi sa public road.
As a chairman po nitong Motorcycle Rights Organization, were you able to get in touch po initially dito po sa organizer naman ng Boss Ironman Challenge event? And
Yes,
have asked
I was
regarding
able to
this
speak with
incident.
them.
Yes.
And I told them our input, I told them about our position, and I'm actually investigating the accidents, and I'm also investigating kasi may part po dyan na may sinaktan pa hong local
Yes, yes.
Apparently they got tangled into an incident wherein a local was involved, and on the video nakita pang sinasaktan yung lokal. I mean, nakikiraan ka na nga lang, mananakit ka ng mga tao na taga doon. That's way beyond entitlement as far as I mean, in my own opinion, that's far beyond entitlement, and it should be investigated, and these people should be held liable, and they should be held accountable to the full extent of the law.
Would you know po kung nasaan po itong mga nanakit sa mga motorista?
We have identified one of them, and the name has been submitted to the office of Senator J.V. Ejercito, as he had initially spoken out regarding this event nga, and nakita din niya yung video wherein may sinasaktan nga na lokal yung mga participant. So the name has been submitted. One of the persons has been identified and has been submitted to the office of JVS.
Pag mga ganitong klaseng event po, aside from PNP coordination, nakikipag-coordinate din po ba kayo sa LGU nung mga dadaanan po during the challenge?
I would not know because I do not organize these types of events, as I have been very vocal in not supporting them, and we don't really support these kinds of events. But that should be the course. First, you inform the LGU.
Yes.
Next, you inform the PNP. Next, you inform the barangays. You inform as many people as possible within that route, no? And then ang pinaka-importante dito is, what kind of accountability is given to the participants who get into an accident. Kasi kami, when we do our motorcades, although we don't go beyond the speed of 40 kph, minsan may nangyayari pa rin aksidente, even at 40 kph. What more dito sa mga nakikita natin, as you can see in the video, they're running way faster than that. So on this part kasi, unlike before, ngayon we have people who have videos showing how the incidents happen, and the incidents happen with the participants violating traffic rules and regulations. So hindi ito masasabing accident. It's more of lack of it's a irresponsibility in on the road, and that's where the organizers must really consider na no matter how much you tell them what to do or what they cannot do, hindi mo talaga hawak ang ugali ng kada driver.
I'd like to ask now, if you were privy to the information, did this event open its doors to all participants? In other words, amateur, pro, enthusiasts, regular riders, or may limitations lang on based on skill level? Kasi ibang event, they require you to have a certain level of skill bago po sumali. Would you know if this one had that, or open lang sila?
As far as I know, it is open to all.
Open. And of course, lastly, we'd like to ask Sir Job, Mr. Bolanos, do you have any website or any info? So kung gusto po may magkaroon ng information on road safety or mga advice from your group, or if you have any seminars, where can they see that?
Yes, we conduct regular road accident prevention seminars. There are companies that employ our services, but for the most part, we do have our monthly seminars that we hold in different areas in the country, from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, and we have online seminars as well. MRO also hosts Rider Talk, which talks about road safety and legalities on the road, yung tungkol sa mga batas that surrounds motorcycle riding. And our Facebook page is a Motorcycle Rights Organization. It is a group, not a page. So yung group po, dyan po namin sinishare lahat ng information, including laws related to motorcycle use.
Alright, on that note, maraming salamat po sa inyong oras, Mr. Jobert Bolanos, ang chairman ng Motorcycle Rights Organization.
Thank you.
All right, coming at 4th is the Philippine Coast Guard. The Facebook page of PCG is still compromised a day after it was hacked. The agency has already sought help from Facebook, Department of Information and Communications Technology, and PNP Anti-Cybercrime Group to regain access to their Facebook page. But until now, the page is still posting clips of action films. Authorities are still determining the hackers behind this. Meanwhile, PCG reported another harassment incident done by China in the West Philippine Sea. PCG spokesperson Commodore J. Tariela said a Chinese fishing vessel installed floating barriers in Bajo de Masinloc to prevent the Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources from distributing fuel subsidy to Filipino fishermen. In an interview with Storycon, Tariela said this will not deter them from going out to our sea.
For the Chinese Coast Guard, their main objective is to prevent the Philippine Coast Guard from entering the lagoon. Well, sa amin, what we're just doing is complying with the guidance of the President. No? We don't really intend to escalate the tension or to provoke anybody.
Yes, we don't like to escalate the tension, but China is the one escalating all these tension, di ba? So we can't wait until the Navy, the Philippine Navy, and the Coast Guard are at least 50% into their modernization program. And I think we purchased several kinds of ships, iba-ibang klase.
And you will see nga na medyo nagkakaroon ng kumpiyansa pagdating sa mga mangingisda doon, going to Bajo de Masinloc, kasi medyo nag-increase uli yung mga mangingisda going there na para mangisda nga. Tapos habang napansin niya nung Philippine Coast Guard natin when they went there para magbigay ng ayuda, ng fuel, and yung mga kakainin nila. So, was kumpiyansa ngayon yung mga mangingisda dahil alam nila merong magtatanggol sa kanila, merong nakabantay. Kasi every time that they would go there, alam naman natin, nai-interview natin nai-interview sa mga news, yung mga mangingisda na hirap sila makapunta. Minsan, kung hindi nakaharang dun yung Chinese Coast Guard, lalagyan nila ng floating barriers. 'Di ba? And you have to remember, bukod doon sa mahalagang ginagawa ng mga mangingisda natin, importante din yung safety nila. So pagka, 'di ba, cove yung Baho de Masinloc. Kapag sila ay hindi pinapasok mismo doon sa loob ng Baho, katatawa, ng Baho de Masinloc, 'di ba, pagka nagkaroon ng malalaking alon sa labas, 'di ba, it will be very dangerous for them.
Yes. I agree naman. Kasi namumula yung dibdib mo pa.
Hindi kasi...
Parang mainit na naman ulo mo eh.
Sa'yo, mainit ang ulo. Joke lang.
Wow.
Hindi, syempre, di ba, nakakainit din naman ang ulo.
Bakit sa akin?
No. But
in general,
seriously speaking, di ba, nakakainit ng ulo dahil iba yung narrative na binibigay ng Chinese government sa ibang mundo.
Yes.
That's why ginagawa ito ng Philippine Coast Guard. Nagiging transparent tayo
by
sa nangyayari
showing video
everyday.
clips, live feeds, kung ano talaga yung nangyayari doon. Di ba? Para makita ng buong mundo kung sino talaga ang nag-increase ng tension doon. Parang dito, nakikita ng buong mundo sino ang nagdadagdag ng tension.
Ikaw!
Dito sa table.
Dinadagdagan mo yung tension ko. At ano ba ating top 3 story for today? Pastor Apollo Kiboilo, yan ang ating story for today. Number 3, nasa Pilipinas pa rin si Kiboilo. This is what his legal counsel claimed to allay rumors that he already left the country after the Senate issued him a subpoena. In an interview with Storycon, Kiboilo's lawyer, attorney Ferdinand Topacio, said the controversial religious leader is still studying his options regarding the Senate hearings about his alleged sexual abuse against former Kingdom of Christ or Kingdom of Jesus Christ members. Topacio insisted that the law does not grant absolute power to the Senate to issue a subpoena. He added that Kiboilo has reservations in attending the Senate hearing because of Senator Risa Ontiveros.
Titingnan nyo yung kanyang mga pronouncements ni Senator Ontiveros, it would appear that in her eyes, the pastor is already guilty of so many crimes, and it is not the place of the Senate to be pronouncing the guilt of anyone.
So next hearing would be on March 5.
Correct.
Tingnan natin kung, kasi sanabi nga ni Attorney Topacio, pag-aaralan pa daw ng kanyang kliyente kung sila ay makakapunta. This is going to be kumbaga kung hindi sila makapunta at hindi makompel ng Senado na makapunta sila, bad precedent yun diba? Kasi sa susunod, yung ibang mga iniimbitahan ng Senado, hindi na lang.
Yeah, that's
diba?
why I think Senator Risa Ontiveros is keen on enforcing that subpoena, the warrant of arrest, kung hindi siya pumunta. But ang dami nagsasabi na si Apollo Kiboilo should attend because if he has nothing to hide and if he thinks Senator Risa Ontiveros is wrong, diharapin niya to clear his name on national television. Diba? Kasi he's claiming na very slanderous daw ang pananalita ng senador.
At saka sinasabi ni Atty. Topacio, gusto daw makita ng kanyang kliyente, yung itsura, yung mga mukha, ng mga nagrereklamo mismo sa Senate hearing. And syempre, itong mga nagrereklamo na ito, itong mga witnesses sa Senate hearing, ay syempre hirap din naman sila na magkaroon ng seguridad para sa sarili nila. When in fact, itong si Kiboilo naman can fly in and out, 'di ba, na may kasama siya mga bodyguard.
May helicopter siya.
Oo. So kayang-kaya na niya yun na pumunta ng Senate. But we will see kung anong mangyayari, anong magiging development sa story na yan.
Don't go away because we're not done yet. May dalawa pa tayo.
Abangan nila yan. Two more.
Kaya, stay with us. Welcome back. You're still watching Brunch here on One News. At habang nakagap at commercial break kami, ako ay pinapagalitan kung bakit ko daw
Bakit
pinagtatawanan.
ka kasi tumatawa? Nakakasira ka ng train of thought.
Si Boss Angel dahil sinisira ko ang thoughts of train niya.
Huwag ka masyadong pero di
Thoughts
gusto
of
ko lang batiin. Batiin yung mga nanonood sa atin. Si Gretchen ho, nanonood siya nung interview natin kanina.
Racing daw is not worth a life.
Oo, good morning. Dapat safe lang lahat,
Correct.
lalo na sa karera.
Agree.
Alam mo naman natin, ito si Gretchen, mahilig din tong bumabiyahe din to. Pero siya bicycle, more on bicycle siya.
And si Carlo Kasing-Kasing.
Sino yun?
Nag-message siya dito.
Sino yun?
Pwede ba mag-mine dito?
Oo.
Sabi
Yung
niya.
si Kiray Lawrence Manuel, sabi niya, nakasabay ko daw siya sa elevator kanina, last day daw niya today sa Signal. Sabi ko, hello, hindi ko siya nakita.
Kire, ang creepy Sa elevator. Uy, last day, pakain ka muna bago ka umalis. Oo.
Diba? Okay, ano ba ang ating next story?
Ranking second in today's countdown is Vice President Sara Duterte. The Vice President explained why she removed her EDSA anniversary post from her social media page. VP Sara said she did not intend to issue a statement about the 38th People Power Revolution anniversary. She insisted that her stance about the historic revolution remained the same since 2017. VP Sara did not specify her 2017 position in the statement, but it can be recalled that she questioned how the historic revolution became the standard definition of freedom. In the now deleted post, Sara urged Filipinos to continue upholding the spirit of EDSA and stand up for what is right. Ang daming sa totoo lang, ang daming na confuse dito because we all know naman how strict.
Sumakit yung banks ko kahit wala akong banks.
Hindi, yung how strict the OVP is and the Office of the President. Statements are released if there's an initial draft approved upon. Tapos ipapadala sa final approver. Tapos pag na-approve yung final statement, final draft, yun na i-release. Pero yung hindi naman uusa dyan pag walang basbas ng pinakamataas opisina.
Social media handler.
Oo, di ba?
Ano ba? System error o human error?
Ang dami ng marites nagsasabi, tinesting lang yung tubig kung mainit. Uminit yung tubig. Uminit daw ang waters.
At saka after kasi nung naglabasan yung mga parang yung ginawa ng netizen, yung sinabi niya nung 2017, yung sinabi niya ngayon. Tapos syempre, idikit pa nila dun sa memo na nilabas over the weekend.
Yes.
Mula sa DepEd ng hinihikayat ng tao na i-commemorate itong
So,
EDSA, gumawa ng activities
iba na ata
regarding
ng
this.
hangin, iip ng hangin.
Oo, pero ngayon hindi. Kung ano yung sinabi niya no 2017 pa rin. Wag ka naman dito.
Then, lang ako, bago lumipat sa next, naintindihan ko lang si VP Sara kasi minsan, pag gusto ko tayo i-message, hoy, magluto ka na. Tapos, bago mo pamasin...
Yun ang message mo ko ng gano'n?
Bago mo pamasin, binabawi ko. Wala ako sinasabi magluto ka. Wala ako sinasabi. Draft lang naman yun. Nagkaroon ng system error ang phone ko.
Napindot ka agad yung
Napindot ka agad, hindi dapat mag-send.
Okay. Sige, doon na tayo sa susunod natin, yung ating top story for today. Yan. Our top story for today, a development on the controversial charter change proposal. Some lawmakers are now pushing for additional economic amendments in the Constitution. Here's the report.
Albay Representative Edsa Lagman flags inconsistencies in the voting rules for charter change. Lagman notes that in the House of Representatives version of the bill, 3/4 of the votes in the entire Congress are needed for it to push through, while in the Senate's version, both chambers will be voting separately.
If there is an impasse between the Senate, because they would insist that there should be a joint meeting voting separately, and in the case of the House would say that there is no need for this because we are proposing this through a legislative process. Now, who and how will the impasse be resolved?
House Deputy Majority Leader Neptali Gonzalez says the House and the Senate must come to an agreement. Meanwhile, some lawmakers are pushing for additional economic amendments. Cagayan de Oro Representative Rufus Rodriguez maintains that the House should have its own version of the proposal.
I believe that we should not just follow what the Senate has done on only 3 amendments. And if we limit our amendments, Mr. Chairman, just because we want to fast track and have the same amendments at the Senate, then we will lose this opportunity.
These refer to easing of restrictions on ownership of public utilities, schools, and advertising companies. Rodriguez says exploration of natural resources and land ownership should also be included. But this did not sit well with ACT Teachers Party List Representative Franz Castro.
Marami nang nangyayaring ganyan. Halimbawa, meron tayong panukalang batas. Kahit na po wala doon sa final committee report, pagdating dito, ang daming mga ina-amend na wala naman doon sa original na committee report. So yun po yung worry ng kinatawang ito, Mr. Chair. Kaya kung 3 lang ito ngayon, baka maging 8 na yan pagdating ng approval natin.
The lower chamber eyes to pass the resolution for Chacha before the Holy Week break.
Mapapasaba before Holy Week break.
Ano ba talaga, Kuya? Anong gusto nyo mangyari?
Well, tingnan natin kung...
Kala ko ba adapt as a whole?
Oo nga, in toto.
In
Sabi
toto.
pa ni...
Hindi naman si Toto ng Wizard of Oz yung dog.
Hindi. At saka yung band, Toto.
Band, Toto.
Pero hindi. But seriously speaking,
Yes.
tingnan natin kung may papasa nga nila yan ang kanilang target date would
Before
be
Holy Week. And in time for the SONA.
Hindi na inaabot ng
Kaya nga,
SONA.
but that was the initial
Hindi na
goal.
yan.
Definitely, kasi the Senate has
Kasi-
made their stance already.
Oo, hindi na yan. Tapos you have to remember.
Oo.
So sabi ng Senate, 'di ba? Dapat in time, ang sabi ni presidente, sana daw makasama sa plebisito sa May 2025 election. And you have to remember, ang printing ng ballot ng COMELEC would be on January. So kailangan by then,
Yes.
hindi naman hopefully, nakapag-desisyon na dapat ang Senado.
Kung ano talaga.
Kung tutuparin nila yung resolution, yung RBH 6.
Yes.
Otherwise, paano makakapag-print ang
Kasi
ang
national
Senado?
election, ha?
Yeah,
Next,
kasabay
it's a
nga
national,
siya sa national
kaya nga,
election.
that's the point. Iba kasi ng mindset si Chairman Garcia.
Yeah,
Noong una, he said, hindi pwede isabay.
Yeah.
Because kailangan focus ng tao sa isang
Oo.
ano lang.
May sinasabi siya kasi na merong sa batas natin, but it was written daw before 1987 Constitution. So pwede yan i-question sa Supreme Court kung merong gusto mag-question. But yun nga, kung timeline ng pag-uusapan nila, kailangan talaga yung sa Senado matapos nila dahil January ang printing ng ballot Isasabay daw ang printing ng, 'di ba, syempre October ang filing of candidacy o magpiprint ka ng ballot ng January. So isasama doon yung tanong sa plebisito. So kailangan matapos nila yan. Pero di ko alam. Ako, sa akin lang parang feeling ko hindi yan Bakit?
High blood ng umaga. Medyo high blood ng umaga.
Bakit ba nilalayo mo yung pagkain? Magdala ka nga ng palaman.
Relax tayo lahat. And here's the quote to start off your morning. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Winston Churchill.
Yun, words from Winston Churchill.
And that wraps up today's episode of Brunch.
Tama na naman. Join us again tomorrow. I'm Angela Lagunzad Castro.
And I'm Angelo Castro III. We are One News.
All sides, all the time.